Hi everyone! Something very strange is happening with Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, the same cannot be said about our team, as a new edition of yesterday's latest football news awaits you. Hit the like button under the video and let's get started. Frank Kessie is unhappy with the amount of game and minutes he is given at Barcelona. The footballer intends to improve the situation, but if nothing changes, he will be open to joining another club. Bruno Labbadia is the main favorite for the vacant Schalke 04 head coach post. QPR head coach Mick Beale has turned down an offer to lead Wolverhampton. Liga 1 recognized Lionel Messi as the best league player of September. Christian Pulisic has verbally agreed contract terms with Newcastle United. The Magpies are ready to pay Chelsea 40 million euros. Extending Bukayo Saka's contract is a priority for Arsenal for the near future. Negotiations with his representatives have been going on for months. The Royal Spanish Football Federation has admitted that VAR made an incorrect decision by ruling Karim Benzema's offside during David Alaba's goal. Arsenal will try to raise Barcelona and Real Madrid for 16-year-old Palmeiras wonderkid Endrick. Dortmund and Belgium international right-back Thomas Meunier broke his cheekbone during the DFB Cup match against Hanover. He risks missing the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. The Europa League clash against PSV was Kieran Tierney's 100th appearance in Arsenal jersey. Thibaut Courtois' participation in the Spanish Championship fixture against Sevilla is in doubt. Carlo Ancelotti is not sure whether the Belgian has recovered 100%. Chelsea striker Armand Broja has become a transfer target for AC Milan management, who are unhappy with Divock Origi and are seeking an alternative. Chelsea have started working on Mateo Kovacic's new contract deal. His current one expires in the summer of 2024. Peter Bosz will not take Wolverhampton job. The parties did hold talks, but the probability of them being successful is assessed as extremely low. Today, the candidates are the big teams like Germany, Brazil, France, England and Spain. But if I have to say with two, Brazil and France are the great candidates for this World Cup. Lionel Messi stated, "A group of former and current Iranian sports figures sent a letter to FIFA with a request to suspend Iran from the 2022 World Cup due to the government's brutality and belligerence towards its own people." In the summer, Chelsea are planning to significantly bolster the attacking line. The Blues scouts consider Napoli striker Victor Osimhen the main candidate for signing. Alexia Putellas presented the Ballon d'Or trophy to the fans at Camp Nou ahead of the important match between Barcelona men's team and Villarreal. Arsenal have won 13 of their 14 matches in all competitions this season. The Gunners suffered only one defeat against Manchester United. Wolverhampton Wanderers interim manager Steve Davis will remain in his role until the end of 2023. It's not easy for Ryan, but he's gonna be one of the best midfielders in the world. I told him what the difference was to his role last year. Of course, he's sad that he doesn't play much, but he's not frustrated or angry, Julian Nagelsmann shared. It's early stages. If Atleti or City want him, they'll have to negotiate between clubs. He's only focused on Atalanta. Happy to stay. Giorgio Scalvini's agent commented on Atletico and Man City links. Chelsea and Inter have already opened negotiations over another loan deal for Romelu Lukaku. The conclusion is expected to be officially announced in January. With the triumph over PSV, Arsenal booked themselves a place in the Europa League knockout stage. One victory will be enough for the club to advance further from the first place in their quartet. Aston Villa have sacked Steven Gerrard following a 3-0 defeat against Fulham. It took only 4 minutes for Robert Lewandowski to score a brace in the duel against Villarreal. Real Madrid are considering an option of acquiring Bayer Leverkusen winger Moussa Diaby. The move is possible in case Asensio and Azark with the team. Leeds United defender Robin Koch scored his first own goal in his professional career. Former PSG and Tottenham coach Mauricio Pochettino has been spotted at Camp Nou during the Barcelona vs Villarreal clash. For the first time in the Premier League, Aston Villa had a player sent off, conceded a penalty, and scored an own goal all in the same match. Man City are showing great interest in young Napoli starlet Khvicha Kvaratskhelia, although it'll be extremely hard to pull off such a deal in the summer of 2023. Crystal Palace could recruit Blackburn Rovers ace Ben Burton Diaz if Wilfried Zaha decides to join Liverpool. Arsenal and Manchester City are interested in 17-year-old Irish prospect Roch Kavata from Celtic. He is valued at £1.75 million. Juventus made a bid to Real Madrid regarding the signing of 20-year-old centre-back Rafa Marin. For the first time since 2020, Barcelona have 4 consecutive home clean sheet wins in La Liga. Barcelona crushed Villarreal, with the highlight of the game being the period from 31st to 38 minutes, during which the Catalans managed to net 3 goals. Robert Lewandowski scored a brilliant brace, and Ansu Fati landed the 3rd goal. Arsenal came out on top against PSV with a hard-fought narrow victory thanks to Granit Xhaka's accurate shot. Moving on to the main news of the release. The probability of Erling Haaland's departure from Manchester City to another club is increasing. According to one of the most reliable insiders, a release clause valued at 200 million euros will be activated in the contract of the Norwegian cyborg in 2024. What's more, Real Madrid and PSG are seen as teams that will be able to activate this option. Javier Tebas has informed all Spanish clubs that there is a possibility all Spanish football will be stopped next week, as a strike against the government for passing a new law that makes the Super League possible and jeopardizes the CVC deal. It's known that 16 La Liga teams' representatives met with government members demanding to amend the law. If their requests are ignored, the 11th round of La Liga and the 12th round of Segunda will not take place. Chelsea are keen to completely reshape their central midfield area in the summer, with the contracts of N'Golo Kanté and Jorginho coming to an end and new agreements yet to be penned. Borussia Dortmund whiz-kid Jude Bellingham remains the pensioners' main transfer target. Chelsea are confident of being able to outbid other offers financially. They are also still monitoring West Ham United leader Declan Rice. Defeats in duels against Real and Inter Milan have further pushed Sergio Busquets to the conclusion that he no longer has a place at today's Barcelona. Xavi sees the experienced midfielder as part of his squad for next year, but Busquets has already made up his mind on leaving the Catalans as a free agent in the summer. Apparently, the Spaniard will be playing at MLS side Inter Miami, owned by David Beckham. Tottenham Hotspur management begins to realize that there is a very high risk of Harry Kane leaving the team if he decides not to extend his contract, which expires in the summer of 2024. Therefore, Spurs prepared a replacement for their legendary marksman. In case Kane eventually ends up at Bayern Munich or another club, the Lily Whites will focus on bringing Inter Milan's stellar forward Lautaro Martinez. An important role here is played by the fact that at one point Antonio Conte had a very prolific time working with Argentine at Inter. The coaching staff of Manchester United were adamant on severely punishing Cristiano Ronaldo for the incident during the Tottenham clash, when the Portuguese decided to go to the dressing room before the final whistle. As punishment, Ronaldo has been left out of the squad for the upcoming fixture versus Chelsea and will either train individually or with a U23 team until the end of the week. Against the background of this scandal, The Athletic added that Ten Hag wanted to sub Ronaldo on in the 87th minute, though the latter refused to join the on-pitch action. After that, Cristiano is even more inclined to terminate the contract with Manchester United in January. The Portuguese journalist Pedro Almeida spreads the same info. Interestingly enough, Chris himself posted a statement on his Instagram page where he wrote the following: "As I've always done throughout my career, I try to live and play respectfully towards my colleagues, my adversaries, and my coaches. That hasn't changed. I haven't changed. I am the same person and the same professional that I've been for the last 20 years playing elite football, and respect has always played a very important role in my decision-making process. I started very young. The older and most experienced players' examples were always very important to me. Therefore, later on, I've always tried to set an example myself for the youngsters who grew up in all the teams that I've represented. Unfortunately, that's not always possible, and sometimes the heat of the moment gets the best of us. Right now, I just feel that I have to keep working hard in Carrington, support my teammates, and be ready for everything in any given game. Giving in to the pressure is not an option. It never was. This is Manchester United, and united we must stand. Soon we'll be together again. We will continue to closely monitor the situation around CR7. Folks, check out videos from our other projects. The Football News channel was with you. Have a nice one, and see you in a bit.